has said that the island is determined to defend its sovereignty and boost its defense in the face of China's increasing expansion after Beijing fired rockets towards the island as part of military drills. Lai's speech came just 2 days after the Chinese exercises named Justice Mission 2025. China fired dozens of rockets towards Taiwan and deployed a large number of warships and aircraft near the island in a show of force. The drills drew concern from Western allies, including the European Commission and Britain. Let's listen in to what the Taiwanese president has said.
今年的第一天，我也要再次呼吁，面对中国严峻的军事野心，台湾没有时间等待，更没有时间内耗。我们可以对许多议题有不同的看法，但没有强韧的国防，就不会有国家，更不会有我们彼此争辩的空间。这应该是要不分党派的全民共识，期盼朝野携手合作，顺利让重要的国防预算赶紧通。所以，投资国防就等于在投资和平。这一次中国的军演，我们可以看得到，解放军演习的科目里面有特别针对台湾新增的战力作为假想敌来演练，就可以看得出来，我们这一次军演军购的项目对台湾的国防安全是必要的。那这一笔国防预算对台湾向国际社会展现守护国家决心、维护区域和平发展也是。
Joining me in this discussion now is Collins Chong-Yu-Keat. He's a foreign affairs and security and strategy analyst. Joins us from Kuala Lumpur. Thank you very much, Collins, for joining us, and a very happy New Year to you on behalf of NewsX World. Collins, indeed, a very strong.
Happy New Year to you too.
Thank you. A very strong statement coming in from Taiwanese president. A message clearly to China.
Yes, we have seen how these measures that have been employed by Beijing, they are meant to, of course, increase pressure on Taiwan to deter, the forces of separatism, according to Beijing, to wear down public resolve, to increase security fatigue on the side of Taiwan, and of course also to force Taiwan into this defensive strategic posture. But the responses from Taiwan have been measured. They have been the responses have signaled towards this capacity of resilience rather than reaction. So in the terms of psychological resilience, institutional continuity, a measure of calmness, and of course also an international signaling that this is on it is measured on the a measured response from Taiwan rather than military posturing. So we've seen how Taipei has managed to avoid overreacting militarily to prevent this trap of escalation, or to legitimize the PRA military presence as a normal response action. So this shows that Taiwan understands the conflict from the framework of political strategic reaction rather than military reaction, and as has been the case for the past couple of years now. But this implies that these coercive measures, this salami slicing approach, gray zone coercive measures employed by Beijing, risk actually increasing the pretext for regional stakeholders to be involved more on the case of Taiwan, in the case of Japan and Philippines, and giving more measures to Washington that this actually has this compelling need for Washington to increase its own supportive measures on the side of Taiwan. So this is a highly it's a risky move by Beijing in doing these coercive measures, because it signals that Beijing has this all hands on deck approach on defending Taiwan, but also this escalates the tensions in the region, and actually it also legitimizes what Takaichi has said before this, that Beijing's actions have been destabilizing, and it provides this compelling need for Tokyo to also equate Taiwan's security on the security of Japan as a whole. So this is exactly what has happened now, and give this legitimacy to Takaichi's bold new approach. And I foresee that in the weeks to come, Taiwan will continue to remain measured and calm, as it has always been for the past many years now, and that it reflects badly on Beijing in the first place.
Yeah. And Collins, how do you view China's statement that, it's saying that it must now forcefully counter the US over the Taiwan question?
Well, this is another rhetoric, to test the potential responses by the Trump administration. And as much as we have foreseen now, the Trump administration has not wavered too much from the conventional norm of strategic ambiguity. And Trump himself has not stated explicitly that he will come to the defense of Taiwan. Of course, also to continue the momentum of trying to build renewed economic relations with Beijing. And that, but still, it gives this wariness and worry on the side of Beijing that, he has no room or capacity to maneuver further. And knowing that, there's no tolerance by Trump on any potential future conflict, especially on Taiwan. And that, as I've stated before, there's no, scenario where President Xi will be compelled to use force on Taiwan for the next 3 or 4 years, as long as Trump is still in charge. And this is yet another measure to be used as a tool to pressure Washington on the sidelines of other topics of contention, especially regards to tariff and the control over technological chips and all that. But Taiwan will still be used by both sides, especially by Beijing, to pressure Washington into having this greater leverage on dictating the next move forward on their bilateral ties.
All right, Collins, just stay on with me as we proceed. There's some more news coming in.